Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February, early March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So we're going to get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aquarians. Let's shuffle it up one time, my friends. See what we got going, my gods. Talk to me. We have just left Aquarius season, so I hope you all had a very happy birthday. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick before we get into the tarot reading. And at the very end, I'll get you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is interesting. But let's get you one here. Let's get this started. Let's go for Aquarius. All right, that popped out quick. So your mind could be very fruitful here. This is a very fertile mind or active. Okay, I always find this card extra intriguing because of the imagery, right? It's a person with a tree growing out of their head. So before we start peeling back the layers on that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo, have a look here. I'm sure this has shown up a time or two for the Aquarians. Like, I feel like I've seen this for you multiple times, but you see this woman here, she has the tree growing out of her head. The tree is bearing fruit. There's books. So there's a lot of knowledge acquisition in here, or something about learning new things. You might be highly interested about something or wanting to go off in some sort of new endeavor when this shows up. But this card always tells me that you might be having very good ideas that are promising, that could really yield some fruit when this card shows up. Now, another thing I say with this is it could be speaking about an overactive mind. So you might be thinking a little more than you normally do, or you might need to feed your brain, feed your mind in some sort of way. So not necessarily a rough card. Usually this is very optimistic, but there's something attached to the intellect with this card. So let's get into tarot. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the juiciness going, the intuitive stuff. And yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's shuffle it up one time and get you going here. What do we got for Aquarius, please? So, last week's reading was very intriguing. It was titled Karmic Justice Incoming. And I saw it for a lot of the air signs last week, maybe all of them, that there was this karmic cycle energy around each and every one, okay? Yours did have the literal justice card, and that is something you might have been thirsting for justice in some way or fashion, for something to be made right. And it did feel like for a bunch of you that energy was there to be possible. So let's see what we have for you this week. You know energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, right? We could be seeing your energy or somebody else's. There's tons of beautiful Aquariuses out there. So let's get going. What's going on for my Aquarians, please? Thank you. Yeah, starting with the Knight, we have the Knight of Wands, and I've been seeing this with other signs too. It's like a lot of people might be in a rush, or they want to get something going, get it moving. Okay, this could be a bit fiery. That is something to watch out for. Let's get 2 more. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, so lots of people. I feel like that's been the theme with the air signs this week, is there's lots of court cards, lots of people. Let's get 1 more. But there could be something that you were wanting to get going. Hopefully you're not getting blocked from it, or something that's taken longer than you'd hoped. Okay, so we also have the Fool card. This is surrounded with action. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles, lots of people here. So we're going to have to talk about this, Aquarius. This is going to be a layered one, and I say it every week. Your readings are always layered, but you have a bonus. We have the 3 of Swords right here on the back end. So let's talk about these, because there's a lot to go through. If you kindly look in the box here, and I will say this, at first look, there's a lot of action or want for it in this spread, because we have the Fool, we have the Knight of Wands, but we have this Queen of Pentacles planted right in the center, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But the fact that there's so many people showing up here, either you're very popular in this time, or a lot of different energies could be affecting you. So position number 1, the Knight of Wands. This is go, go, go type of energy. You might be connected to a fire sign when this shows up. But when I see the Knight of Wands, yes, it could be like a party animal type of vibe. Sometimes you might be wanting to cut loose or blow off some steam. The Knight of Wands to me is like, no, I gotta go. I gotta do this right now. Let's get it going. So it's very fiery, okay? Same with the card on the back end. that's why as we move further, I find it interesting that we have this energy of the Queen of Pentacles planting it down, tethering it down. So hopefully you're not like seeing blockages or too many challenges. We're not going to go that route just yet. But in the center, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Usually a very good card, if you ask me. And I will say this, at first glance, this spread does look decent energetically. We do have to get a lot more detail. But with the Queen of Pentacles, you might be connected to an earth sign. This is a mother figure type of energy. It's very fertile. It's overflowing. It's big motherhood vibes, but I always link this to the Empress, the goddess energy. This could represent winds and blessings and material abundance and just the blessings from spirit. So this can be good. However, the Queen of Pentacles could also be a little bit smothering. It could also represent something being held down into place, like tethered down. So I find it energetically interesting that we have two heavy cards of action on the ends with this tether in the middle, okay? So whether you're tethering something down or somebody's trying to tether you down in a way, like keep you grounded, this is interesting. Now moving to the very back end, we have the Fool card, the protagonist of the tarot deck, one of my favorite cards. You might be connected to an Aries or there's a prominent one around. When we see the Fool, we think of new journeys, new adventures, bounding off into something, which is also even more intriguing with all the action in the front, because I always say there's a warning with the Fool card about looking before you leap, not doing anything too spontaneously with this card. So it's interesting that we have an energetic tether here. There could be somebody trying to like stop you from doing something or try to like give you second thoughts or make you second guess things as well. So do it that way you will. But I think that the Fool card is very jovial and happy. It's a nice card. I like to see it. And it says that new prosperous things could be coming in, where you're about to bound off on a new journey. Now, on the very back end, you do have the Three of Swords. This is another little footnote. It's a bonus card. And I'm sure you've seen this all over the place. It's one of the most popular tarot cards with the Three Swords cutting through the heart. It represents pain. Now, it can represent anxiety, nervousness, but it's like heartbreak, pain, upset. You know, any one of those words work here with this Three of Swords. So although we do have some good, although we have some positives here, we also have this little bonus Three of Swords. This could be somebody feeling that way towards you. Hopefully you're not in Three of Swords mode. Okay, you might be trying to work through that type of energy. But let's dive deeper on all of it, Aquarius. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, so we're going to shuffle it up one more time. Let's reset this deck and see what we got for my Aquarians. An interesting layered reading, as always. What's going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Wands. And if you're a tarot reader yourself or you're just trying to learn, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind. Okay, Knight of Wands. There's that Knight of Wands here. Thank you. Page of Cups. Yeah, let's do this. Let's talk about this. Let's make this happen. All right, this is somebody that wants to dive headfirst into something or just like have a talk about, like watch out for fiery talks as well, because I get a bashful energy, but also someone that's like coming on hot, coming in fast. So we are getting huge communication vibes here. I don't yet want to say that it's like an explosive or a volatile type of talk or a conflict, but I'm catching somebody coming on very, very strong, or like, let's do this, let's get it going, let's make it happen, let's talk about it. So communication is very big here. Now we do have the Page of Cups, emotional outpourings. It's a softer energy, of course. And pages are about new things as well. So some of you could be like yearning for something new or a new cycle in some sort of way. But the Page and the Knight together, it's like, no, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it now type of energy. So there could be some sort of important or serious talk that needs to be had for some of you. We'll see how the rest of it plays out. But it's also giving me this little interesting vibe that like this energy is coming on strong. This one's a little bit bashful and passive. So you might be dealing with a passive individual. Okay, let's go in on the Queen of Pentacles. Once again, another court card. So a lot of people, a lot of energies. Let's see what that Queen of Pentacles is about. Not necessarily rough. I'm not seeing anything treacherous as of yet. So where's the Queen there? Thank you. Another page, Page of Pentacles, beautiful energy. Okay. Family, this is giving me huge family vibes here, Aquarius, especially with like the 2 pages next to each other. They look like siblings to me, and the mother figure. So there are heavy ties to family, whether it's wanting family or reconnecting or connecting with them, of course. The Page of Pentacles is another speaker. So I feel like this could be an individual who's like really trying to bring an adult sense of clarity to something as well. Like the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, these are very grounded. And like I've been saying, there's this fiery, let's go, let's get it going, let's talk about this. And then we have this more grounded, no, we will talk through this nice and slow. Like huge communication here. So there might be some big topics that need to get hammered out, or in the coming days and weeks, like big topics, big plans, serious things, important things need to get hammered out, need to get talked about. But I'm catching people approaching it from different angles here. That's a huge vibe. Tons of people here. Okay, double pages. We got a knight, we got the queen. The only thing we're missing is a king right now. Then we'll have like a whole family. So let's go over to the Fool card and see what's up. Once again, not necessarily bad, but there's a level of importance here, Aquarius, like a seriousness or an importance. Let's go in on that Fool card. So many people. I haven't seen this many court cards in an Aquarius reading in a very long time. So why is that Fool here? Could be very good though. Like with the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, that could be good news about money coming in. So some of you, we'll see what the Fool has to say, but there could be some good money situations, yeah. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands in the upright underneath the Fool. This is somebody's passions winning out. This is not somebody waiting. This is somebody saying, I'm going to chase what I'm drawn to. This is, I'm going to move towards my happiness. The Ace of Wands is once again very fiery. So we do have that. Even though we have the grounded, tethered, softer energy, we have this fiery, like, action. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it move. For a lot of you, there is something new and very prosperous coming down the line. I would claim this energy, the Fool with the Ace of Wands. However, do take it as a warning, though. Like I was saying with this Fool, like, watch your first step. It's okay to be amped up to do something. It's okay to get amped up even in a conversation. But don't be too spontaneous, okay? Don't let the passion, because that's one thing with all elements. All elements in moderation are a good thing. Too much fire, there could be a warning here, right? For sure. But the Fool with the Ace of Wands, this is a good opportunity coming in. I feel good things overall for the Aquarians, which is really nice. Absolutely claimable energy here. Tons of good energy about new cycles, new things. And it just feels positive. Let's go through and I'll give you a quick recap, then we'll do the shadow card. So a lot of communication, a lot of talking here in the front half of the spread. If you kindly look in the box, this whole front half is all court cards, all possible people. So we have earth, we have fire, we have water. I'm getting huge family vibes, possible siblings, mother figures, all sorts of things here, Aquarius. So only take it how it hits for you, but I'm catching people in different modes, like this person, very hot and heavy, like wanting to speak about something, wanting to do something, just very fiery. That's the best way I can put it. Like, let's get it going. Let's talk. Let's do it now. Let's talk about it now. Then we have this grounded energy as we move forward. Like, no, we're going to do this in a more calm, calculating, I don't want to say calculating, but a more calm and conscientious way. So it's much more grounded here, but the fire just wins out in the end in one way or another. But I do feel like a lot of Aquarians have important or serious talks that need to be had, planning. On the very back end, we have the Fool with the Ace of Wands in the upright. Go towards what makes you happy, of course. A lot of you could have many good opportunities coming in as well. New, such good new stuff here. Claim these energies, but don't be too spontaneous in this time. I do feel like Spirit is saying, like, hey, you might be more fiery than usual. You might be a little more spontaneous than usual. Maybe curb that a little bit. Or once again, that could be someone you're linked to. But please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one shadow card real quick. Interesting reading, Aquarius. I feel like for a lot of you, I might have been reading for not just you, but somebody else you're linked to. Because there's so many people here. So many individuals. But let's get one shadow card. And yeah, I'm just going to pull you one shadow card just to see what's there, whether it's inner shadows, whether it's things you don't quite see right now. What's in the shadows for Aquarius? Yeah, the deck is, there we go, thank you. Yeah, more action, want for action. We have the Knight of Swords, which is a card that could represent you now. So we have like all the elements showing up. And another court card, all right? Like, what are the odds? I mean, I'm sure we could get an exact number if we really tried. But the Knight of Swords can be combative sometimes. Okay, so with that fiery energy we were seeing throughout the reading, a lot of you might be very much on edge in this time. You might be a little more aggressive or combative when we have the Knight of Swords in the shadows. Or there could be something within your shadow self that revolves around your sense of self, how you perceive yourself, self-confidence. These are all things that are in play when this Knight of Swords shows up. It could also represent travel and distance and doing things too quickly. And we did have warnings about spontaneity in this spread this week, so I would heed that moving forward for the next few days. Like, spontaneity could be good, it's the spice of life, but moderation, that's kind of what Spirit's saying here. So yeah, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details, the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.